Hey guys, welcome back, learning YuGiOh, picking up right where we left off with our combo videos or missed interaction videos. So these are test hands that I did that did not look great looking at them, but then after further analyzing them, they're all actually ways to Cosmo Neos. So the next one is Neos plus a neospatient. Weird combo, right? Neos plus neospatient plus spirit plus Crosskeeper or fake hero, whichever one. And then an instant contact. So I have really found some love for instant contact. When I first started making this deck, I was running it at 1. I'm now up to 2. 3, I believe, is too much. But we're going to go ahead and see what we can do. So we're going to Crosskeeper out into the Spirit. Spirit's going to get us our trap. After you do that, you're going to go ahead and you're going to actually use the instant contact, getting us out into a hero. Do that, link away. Do that, use his effect, get out into the twins. Or wait, hold on. We would have to then, because I already have him in hand, I have to target Storm Neos, which is why we play in the extra deck. Target Storm Neos and then get the Aqua and the Air Hummingbird. So if that ever happens to you, please make sure you do that. I always keep both in deck because that is the best utility for it. You can then go ahead and just set the trap. And what's nice about this is it doesn't commit a lot to the board. And you can then go, bam, send these guys back. Get out the Cosmo. So like it's weird. I feel like I was watching a video the other day. There was, I think his name was Masked Hero. And he was talking about getting into Nebula Neos. Which, I mean, it's not a bad idea, but the only problem is I feel like every time I get into that card, I get hit with back row disruption. So, like, Cosmic Cyclone, Heavy, Twin Twister, Lightning Storm, the Harpy's Feather Duster. Like, I always get hit with something that is going to wipe my back row and then render my Nebula Neos worthless and my Shining Neos worthless because they're supposed to be interruptions once your opponent starts to establish some sort of board. But if they destroy your back row before they can do that, your whole play is destroyed, and Cosmo Neos is definitely better because of that. So that's why I always strive to get into him. It just makes the most sense. So we've got Spirit, Neos Fusion, regular Neos, Cross, and Liquid, or Cross and Solid. So this is another like wonky hand that you don't really want to like open up. And again, to show these hands, these aren't ideal situations. These are, I don't have any of my starters. What do? I have a lot of extenders, but this deck can really even combo off with our extenders. So we are going to start with Summon out Solid, which I guess this could have been any hero. Cross, get out into him, search the trap. And if you guys are seeing, by now, the one Solid Soldier and the one Prisma are very valuable to the deck. Not a lot of people are on them. A lot of people are actually not playing them, which I can't understand why. At 1, you still have a very high and consistent rate to see them because you're running a Hero Lives at 3, E-Call at 3, and then Stratos. I keep bumping my camera. So you really have a good chance of seeing those cards. So even at 1, I mean, they can change a whole hand. Neos Fusion, send this guy, send one from deck. And you can go ahead and go either Aqua or Brave. And then after you do that, set your trap, wait for your opponent, spring the trap, and Cosmo. Let's see what we got next here. We've got a normal, not a normal summon. I wrote NS on my paper here, but that means a neospatient. So neospatient plus Crosskeeper plus Blazeman plus Liquid plus E-Call. So this is another monster heavy hand. And that's another thing I feel like when I was originally playtesting this deck, I, every once in a while, maybe maybe every two or maybe every, I don't want to say it's not every other hand, but maybe every 4 or 5 hands, every other like 4 or 5 hands, you'll draw a very monster heavy hand, and then you kind of think, oh man, what am I going to do with that? But this is actually very similar to one of the ones that I started with. And you can see here, we're going to go ahead and normal out the Blaze. Blaze will get us Poly. Oh, I gotta throw that in Grave. Blaze will get us our Poly, and we've added the Mist to hand. This is our hand. We Poly between these 3. Oh, I guess these 2. I was counting Poly. Get him out. Do a search. Go Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. Get your Miracle wherever it is. Get your Miracle, and then you're going to grab a Spirit. So grab a Spirit just because I'm in here now. Grab that. So like I said, Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. Add that, then add that. Cross keep him out. Use his effect to search a trap. After you search a trap, you're going to go ahead and flip him back into the deck. Get out into OG. And link these 2 away. Go Infernal. And because we have the Dank Panther, we need to target the Storm Neos in our extra deck. And reveal it, and then add those to hand. And stay tuned because I'm going to be making some videos for follow-up plays. So what do you do after you get out Cosmo Neos? A lot of these are just a bunch of like throwaway hands that became great. But like I said, I'm gonna showcase some videos for follow-up turns. Like, what do you do after you get this guy out? A lot of it's going to involve Miracle Fusion and then a card that we don't have yet. So stay tuned for that. But basically this hand, as you can see, gets us out to Cosmo Neos. The last one we need is Neos Fusion, Favorite Contact, Liquid, and Instant Contact. So I don't think the last card mattered on this one. I think it was actually Neos. Let me see. So I need Neos Fusion. Oh, dang it. Drop my Neos Fusion. Okay, let's see here. Liquid, Instant Contact. So yeah, really that last card probably wouldn't even matter. Because so I'm actually going to just show these 4 because I don't see on my notes here what the last card was. But, okay. So we go Instant. Get him out. Any hero. Get the hero out. Use these guys. Link away. Get in that. Use that. So then I'm gonna target my Storm Neos. Use this. Go OG plus any Spatian. Get into Brave. Send that to Grave. Set that. Opponent standby phase. Go boop. Get out at him. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cosmo Neos. We have exactly 3 more. And then this is pretty much going to be it for this video. And the next video is going to be a video about what to do after we summon Cosmo Neos out. And then I'm going to release a deck profile because I'm fine-tuning it. I'm waiting on a couple cards to come in the mail. And then I should be all good. So we have Solid, Prisma, Shadow, Spirit, Fake. So this is a very hero-heavy hand. Looking at it, you might look at it and go, what am I going to do with this pile of junk? But it's actually quite good. Fake hero out into Spirit, Spirit into the trap. Spirit's 9 times out of 10 going to get you your trap because everything else should be in hand. If you're playing the deck correctly, you should have a majority of what you need in your hand, and then you can go from there. Okay, so I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to use him, go out into Neos, You're going to use your solid to get these two out. When you get him out, you're going to have him send neospatient. You're then going to use these two, link away, get out of this. Use that, target your Storm Neos again. And that's going to give you those two. You have Mole and Grave. Set this, and then you're golden. Another route to Cosmo. Let's see what this one is. EN Shuffle, plus a neospatient, plus cross, plus solid, plus any card. Okay, so this is Shuffle, plus a neospatient, plus cross keeper, plus solid soldier, plus any card. So I'm going to pick something really, really useless for this hand. And I'm thinking something like, what could be absolutely, like liquid would be absolutely useless because you have no access to poly looking at this hand. Okay, so we're going to start out with, what do we do here? So, oh, that's interesting. Okay, so you start out with any hero. So you can actually go solid and liquid. Get one of those out. Shuffle one back. Go into Stratos, actually. Stratos, search your cross. Or not cross, Stratos, search your spirit. Cross, keep out the spirit. Send him back to, or sorry, on search of spirit, you're obviously going to search the trap. And then you're going to send him back to deck and send out OG. You're then going to go ahead and link something away. You can link these two or those two, doesn't matter. Getting out into him. Use his effect to grab you the twins. Where did the other one go? Dang Panther. And set that. And you got your combo. Very last one is a neospatient plus e-call plus favorite contact plus another neo, so another random neospatient. A hero lives, and what did I say? E-call. So looking at this one, okay, this one you might not look at and go, that doesn't look like Cosmo Neos, but this one's actually very easy to get into Cosmo Neos with. You're going to go ahead and you're going to Hero Lives. You're going to go into your Stratos. Stratos on Summon is going to search OG Neos. That goes to Grave. You're going to e-call for the Prisma, and this is why I absolutely 100% say if you're not playing Prisma, you need to run it, at least one copy. And I'm going to use his effect, sending a neospatient from deck to grave. I'm choosing the Panther, I literally looked right at it and said I'm choosing the Panther. I'm choosing Grand Mole. That's going to go to grave. You're going to set favorite contact, and on your opponent's standby phase, you're going to trigger it, going out into Cosmo Neos. So, guys, that has been a crap ton of test hands. Hopefully, you guys are seeing different ways to get into Cosmo Neos that you're missing. Because sometimes that's the best thing to do is just play test and then look through and see what can I do with my dead hands. Now, all of these prior to making this video, I thought were dead test hands. And, you know, the more I played through and the more I tested, the more I just did random test hands, I'm seeing, like, you know, I'm seeing where and what I need. So, like, I'm seeing where I need certain monsters, certain cards, certain spells, certain traps, and then I'm seeing, okay, like, you know, what can I turn this hand into? So I'm going to do 5 test hands, and we're going to see how many of them get out into Cosmo Neos. I could tell you right off the bat that this hand 100% does. Oh my. Okay, so I'd actually keep that for follow-up. I'd use that, go into Stratos, summon Stratos, search a spirit, fake hero, get the spirit out, do your shenanigans, Link those two away, go into that, set that, go into Cosmo Neos on your opponent's standby phase. So that hand is 100% getting us there. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle up. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do the pile because I love pile shuffling. And I just want to make sure I'm really breaking these up and really shuffling. And this is a 40 card deck, by the way. So this is pretty much what I'm going to profile. I'm just waiting on some stuff in the extra deck. So I pretty much have the main deck nailed down. But guys, that was test hand 1. This is about to be test hand number 2. So out of 5 test hands, how many of them make Cosmo Neos? So let's see here. We've got End Shuffle, Shadow Mist, Fake Hero, Prisma, A Hero Lives. So right off the bat, I know 2 things. First, these 2 things here equal a 2 card combo. Explain that. Activate A Hero Lives, play out Stratos. Stratos, search the Prisma. Even though we already have it in hand, we can search something else. Get the Prisma out, send a Spatian, shuffle back the Prisma into deck, get out the Spirit of Neos, search a trap, take your Stratos on board, your Spirit of Neos, link away, and then you're there. That's another hand that does it. Shuffle up again, so I'm 2 for 2. So right now our deck is 100% getting out Cosmo Neos. Obviously, when you're playing the game against an opponent, they have hand traps, they have things that can stop you, but in an isolated state like this, you should be able to get it out fairly consistent. If you're doing test hands and you're not getting to Cosmo Neos consistent, that there's an issue with your deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we drew the Hero Lives EN Shuffle combo again. We are currently, 3 for 3? So I'm going to go ahead and do this one more time. Really shuffle these up. I mean, I haven't really seen a lot of repeats, EN Shuffle and A Hero Lives, but play those cards at 3 copies each. You have a 10% chance of getting into them with a 40 card main deck, 5 card draw first hand. And then the rest of the cards, my consistency cards, we have a 25% chance to draw either into Stratos, the Trap, or Spirit, a way to get into Spirit, or Crosskeeper. So, all right, let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is interesting so far. That hand definitely makes it. So here's what you could do. Hero Lives for the Stratos. Stratos, search the Prisma? Let me think here. No, because you wouldn't need Prisma, no. Hero Lives into Stratos. Stratos, search your Solid Soldier. E-Call, search your Spirit, okay? Summon out the Solid Soldier. Poly the Spirit and the Solid. Get into Sunrise. Use Solid's effect from Grave to special Spirit out of Grave. Searching you. I guess it really wouldn't even matter at that point because you have this in hand, and then you could just take the Neos and the Stratos and link them away. So this, another hand, so we are 4 for 4. This is 4 for 4. If we make this next one, we have made our deck 100% consistent with the test hands we're playing. Now, that doesn't mean all the time it's going to be 100% consistent, but with this specific deck here, you guys are seeing how consistent it is. I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know if I feel like maybe I'll pile one more time just so nobody in the comment section can say, well, you didn't shuffle that well. I mean, I pile shuffled 3 times. I don't know what more you want from me to just show that this deck is consistent. It is consistent as all hell. Like, There are times where you will go through droughts. There will be times where you don't open correctly. But those times I just end up going into Shining, Flare, or Nebula Neos. So we power shuffled. We got this thing going pretty well. Let's see what we can do for our very last hand. So we got a Rhoda, an EN Shuffle, an Instant Contact. And I feel like just looking at that, I can tell you we have full combo. Solid Instant Contact. So you literally just need to get rid of that. You literally just need to use this EN Shuffle to get Spirit out. Let's see here. Yeah, you could. This is pretty dope. So this hand makes it too. Let me explain this one real quick. How I would go about this hand. I would actually save that for next turn. I would do Rhoda, get us the Prisma, summon solids, play out the Prisma send to Spatian, EN Shuffle the Prisma back, get out into Spirit, Spirit search the trap. These two link away into him. Set the trap, activate it on your opponent's turn, and you got another hand. So I just showcased you guys 5 test hands that got into Cosmo Neos. Now it's time to start looking into what to do after we get into Cosmo Neos. So this deck right here, this man right here just got us into Cosmo Neos out of 5 test hands 100% of the time, guys. 100%. You saw me shuffle, power shuffle. Let's go. Learning YuGiOh out. Stay tuned, guys, for some awesome Cosmo Neos content. Stay tuned.